Magandang araw sa lahat. Today we will discuss the first module. Defining logistic and supply chain management. Class, my lecture is just a summary of module 1. For complete learning, please read and study your module so that you will be able really to understand and in the process, bring home the learning. Okay, let's start. Managing today's supply chain has its roots in the age-old struggle of producers and distributors to overcome the barriers of space and time to acquire production materials from suppliers and deliver products and services to the customers. Bridging this gap between demand and supply require companies to perform two critical functions. Ano ba yung dalawang critical functions na yan? Yan ang management of logistics and supply chain management. The first is the management of logistics. The role of logistics is to efficiently and cost-effectively deploy inventory, warehousing, and transportation resources that enable companies to satisfy the day-to-day product and service requirements of customers. The second function is supply chain management. The role of SCM is to generate unique sources of customer value through the creation of collaborative partnership whereby the resources, capabilities, and competencies of channel partners are leveraged to increase the competitive advantage of the entire channel. These functions are separated into the following 8 areas. Customer order management, procurement and production, freight costs and service management, warehouse management, transportation routine and scheduling, fleet management, load planning, and dealing with spatial functions such as reverse logistic and waste recycling. The goal is to pursue the highest level of customer service at the lowest possible cost. SCM is about a company integrating its capabilities and marketplace objective with those of its suppliers and customers on a strategic level. Integrative supply chain consists of many trading partners participating simultaneously in a collaborative network containing multiple levels of competencies and various types of relationship. SCM enables companies to activate the synergy to be found when a community of firms utilizes the strength of each other to build a superlative supply and delivery processes that provide total customer value instead of focusing on just logistic operations. SCM enables supply chains to collectively work to activate 6 key competencies. Ano-ano ba yan 6 competencies na yan? Yan ang customer management, supplier management, channel alignment, integrative technologies, operation excellence, and collaboration. Now, let's discuss them one at a time. Ano ba ang customer management? The use of technologies and customer relation management or CRM concepts and practices to provide the customer with a superior buying experience. Supplier management naman ang susunod. SCM uses supplier relation management to activate the real-time synchronization of the requirements of buyer with channel supplier capabilities to simultaneously achieve cost reduction and superior quality. Channel alignment, effective SCM requires continuous focus on network node congruence that simultaneously provides for competitive advantage for both the firm and the collective channel network. Integrative technologies. Information network provide companies with visibility into channel resources and competencies so that they are harmonized, synchronized to provide superior customer service. Operations excellence. By acting as a single integrated team, the supply chain has access to an expanding range of processes and competencies individual companies are incapable of achieving if they are acting on their own. At ang pinakahuli naman, collaboration. Collaboration. The keystone of SCM is found in the willingness of supply channel partners to leverage web-based technologies to share resources and create a supply chain focus on executing a common business strategy by presenting customers with a seamless channel supply engine. SCM emerged from its foundations in logistic management. The first evolution of SCM occurred in four distinct stages. The first stage is described as the era of logistic decentralization. In this stage, logistics was broken into several distinct functions and assigned to different organizational departments. In the second stage, logistics began the evolution from functional decentralization to organizational centralization, driven by requirements for cost optimization and customer service. Let's go to stage three. Stage three witnessed the dramatic expansion of logistics from a passive operational function to an active, integrative resource centered on the linkage of internal operation with analog functions performed by channel trading. As the concept of the channel collaboration grew, yung old logistics concept, no, it gave away to stage 4, which is now called supply chain management. SCM today is viewed from a multiple structural perspective. A basic supply chain structure consists of at least one producer, one supplier that provides for production, and one customer who receives the finished good from the producer. This basic product service flow is accompanied by three other critical channel flows, which are information, cash settlement, and reverse product flows. A more complex view extends the reach of the supply chain beyond local trading dyads to encompass a long chain of suppliers linked forward to a producer's seller and a chain of customers linked backward to the producer's sellers. Today's basic models are formed. Several SCM approaches have been developed. An important model that we can consider is the SCOR, or the Supply Chain Operation Reference, and the Lean concept and practices. The SCOR framework clarifies the base supply chain structure by assigning the management of six key processes to entities in the channel structure. They are the plan, source, make, deliver, return, and enable. These processes, in turn, are driven by five performance attributes naman. They are the reliability, responsiveness, agility, cost, and asset management. Another important supply chain model that need to be discussed involves the blending of the lean concept and practices with SCM. The mission of a lean supply chain is to reduce waste found anywhere in the supply network, standardize processes across organizations, and optimize core resources. Lean supply chains are responsive, capable of rapidly meeting changes in customers' requirements, and at the same time, flexible. They are able to easily adapt to the resources to meet marketplace requirements. Finally, lean supply chains are described as are dedicated to the continuous improvement of people and processes throughout the extended supply chain. A lean supply chain is defined as a network of organizations that collaboratively work together to synchronize channel products, services, and information while continuously reducing waste to meet the demand pool of individual customers. Managing today's supply chain requires business to confront the problem of risk. As the global footprint of supply chain expands, the probability of natural disasters and man-made disruptions has heightened the exposure of supply network to risk. To counter market turbulence, businesses have turned to two new strategies. Supply chains need to be adaptive and at the same time to be demand-driven if they are to remain resilient. Ulitin ko, they need to be adaptive and demand-driven if they are to remain resilient. Adaptive channel networks counter market uncertainties by being able to rapidly restructure processes and even entire supply chains to meet changes in the customer requirement without compromising on operational efficiencies. Being demand-driven means that companies move beyond operational optimizations and restructure their supply chains to sense and proactively respond to actual demand signal arising from customers rather than just reactively countering emerging disruptions in the supply network. In the end, no, being demand driven is more than just filling of orders. It is using demand signal to scale processes and resources quickly across the entire supply network. How well a supply chain responds to today's business challenges is revealed by using the supply chain maturity model. The model seeks to assess a supply chain level of maturity by referencing four critical attributes: flexibility, the level of agility and nimbleness; predictability, the application of risk management methods to dampen the effect of uncertainty; resiliency, the ability of supply chain to rapidly recover from disruption; and sustainability, the ability of supply chains to maintain high levels of performance. The maturity of a supply chain is demonstrated by how closely it is integrated at the lowest level. Internal channel functions, the supply chain is immature with performance splintered among channel members. In level 2, interchannel logistic functions, channel entities integrate logistic functions only. In level 3, interchannel value generation, supply chain members seek strategic collaboration with their customers and suppliers. In the highest level of maturity on demand value is interoperability. Channel partners are closely integrated and their value generating competencies are interoperable. Competing and succeeding in today's global business environment requires supply chain to focus on channel performance, develop a disciplined culture, structure agile and flexible operations, strive to provide the customer with the ultimate buying experience, and forge strong internal and external partnership. Only by working together can supply chains effectively manage volatility, dampen the impact of channel disruptions, and remain ahead of competitions. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Bye-bye. End of talk.